Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Wee Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about $1 million HDB flats. Are they worth buying? Or is it time to sell? Again, this is another controversy topic. Just like my earlier video on aging HDB flats. Here, I'll be going into $1 million HDB flats found in City Vue at Henderson. This is one of the newest HDB flats in Bukit Merah that can be sold in the resale market. I will study their performance and compare them with nearby resale condominiums. Anyway, when someone is paying $1 million for the HDB flat, you will always hear, "Pay $1 million for the HDB flat, might as well buy a condo." Really? $1 million today can buy a decent sized condo? Without further ado, let's jump straight into the discussion. City Vue at Henderson is located at the junction of Tiong Bahru Road and Henderson Road. It is sited close to Tiong Bahru MRT station and Tiong Bahru Plaza. This development comprises 5 residential blocks ranging from 27, 40 and 48 stories. There are 1,232 units of 2, 3 and 5 room flats. To enjoy the cityscape, homeowners can venture to any of the 3 landscape sky bridge on the 28th floor. These sky bridges are open to the public. Facilities include a communal playground and elderly fitness station. There is also a hard court for games, precinct pavilions, RC and a multi-story car park. City Vue at Henderson is initially built as a replacement flats for owners affected by SERS. For those that are unsure, what is SER? It means Selective En Bloc Redevelopment Scheme. SER is a HDB initiative to renew older housing estates. If you are a SER resident, you will get the opportunity to move to a new home with a new 99-year lease and continue living close to your current neighbors. SER flat owners will also be given a package comprising compensation and housing benefits. Most of the units in City Vue for selection are given priority to SER owners. HDB only released a handful of units to the public in a sales of balance flat exercise in 2016. This is a price list for some of the balance units. Take note, the price varies significantly for the lower floor and higher floor units up to 48 story. Hence, I will estimate the average price for the sales of balance flats for units above 40 story for our discussion. The 3-room flats average launch price during the 2016 SBF was about $430,000 for units above 40 story. Today, in 2023, the average transacted price is $750,000, or the stunning 74% return in just 7 years. Impressive return. 3-room BTO flats always make a higher return because HDB will usually price the smaller unit with a higher discount. That is why I always say HDB built flats with a heart. That's why some argue that HDB should remove the land cost when building HDB flats. I say, siawa. If you remove them, HDB has to sell them even cheaper. And those that buy BTO flats don't need to work already. The 4-room flat average launch price is $630,000. Today, the average transacted price is $1 million or $999 per square feet, or the 59% return. The 5-room flat average launch price is $730,000. Today, the average transacted price is $1.3 million or $1,069 per square feet, or the 57% return. For SER owner that bought during the earlier phase, their purchase price is even lower. Therefore, their return should be even higher. Here, let me explain why the 5-room flat are in the $1 million club. This could be explained by 3 simple theories. Firstly, there is always a higher demand for bigger flats in mature estate. If you look at the layout, the study can be converted into another bedroom, and this will appeal to bigger families. Secondly, there are private property owners that downsize from their private property. They will usually buy what I call trophy HDB flats. Those that are newer and in a better location. They usually have stronger financial power and can easily afford such $1 million flats. Thirdly, there is always a limited supply of newer 5-room flats in mature estate, such as Bukit Merah. I got a feeling the authority do not want the $1 million headline to steal the limelight and perceive that HDB flats are unaffordable. That is why, if you have noticed, in recent years, HDB seldom built 5-room BTO flats in mature towns. They rather build 3 and 4-room flats instead. So much about HDB flats. Now let's turn our attention to private property nearby. I will compare Highline Residences in Tiong Bahru and Artra in Redhill. Highline is a 99 years condo that TOP in 2018 with 500 units. Its average selling price during the launch is 1,849 per square feet back in 2014. Today, the average price is $2,123 per square feet. This translates to a 15% return. Artra is another 99 years condo that TOP in 2020 with 400 units. Its average selling price during the launch is 1,634 per square feet back in 2017. Today, the average price is 2,100 per square feet. This translates to a 29% return. Let's come back to our question. Are HDB $1 million flats worth buying? Well, if you compare a 5-room HDB flat that measures 1,200 square feet at 1.4 million or close to 1,000 per square feet, this seems crazy to some people. But if you use the same budget and have plans to buy a resale condo instead, a typical 3-bedroom in Highline that measures 1,000 square feet will cost you 2.4 million or $2,000 per square feet. This is double in price in terms of per square feet. For 1.4 million budget, you can only buy a 2-bedder at 635 square feet. Is that doable for a family of 4? Definitely not. If you are a married couple with 1 child, maybe you can still explore this option. Here, some may argue that private property price will appreciate more than HDB flats. But I think this is a very generous statement. It depends on a lot of factors. HDB flats in City Vue achieve an average return of 63%, whereas Highline and Artra achieve an average return of 22%. The clear winner is City Vue at Henderson, when the return is almost 3 times higher. Low risk and very high return. That is why you see so many people applying for mature BTO flats. There is a saying I learned when I was studying real estate at NUS. One of my favorite lecturers, Mr. Joseph Wee, who taught me property development, always say, "You build and they will come." How true it is. What about their performance in the future? Seriously, I don't know. But I got a feeling HDB prices will increase much faster than private property due to one simple reason. HDB built very good quality and affordable HDB flats. They are almost on par with private condos. Or should I bluntly say, HDB win in terms of space and design. A private condo is only better with its facilities, finishing and swimming pools. By the way, I don't really fancy swimming in a private pool. Do you know why? Because there is no lifeguard. What if I leg cramp and drown? I'm very kiasi one. That is why I always prefer to go public swimming pool like this one in the newly renovated Delta Sports Centre. The pools are also deeper and more suitable for lap swimming. Anyway, there is also a new and spacious gym on the 3rd floor. If you are lucky, you can even meet me there for the free one-to-one property consultation. Anyway, those staying in City Vue can just walk across the road to use the facilities. At this junction, do they still need to upgrade to a condo? Are HDB $1 million flat worth selling? Well, the big answer is yes. Sell so I can make my commission. No lah, not really. It depends on your housing option. If you want to cash out from this windfall and don't mind moving to a smaller flat or living in the suburb, then I think it makes sense to cash out. If you can afford to upgrade to a private property nearby, then please do so and sell your HDB flat, because it doesn't make sense to hold onto your HDB flat and pay ABSD. It's that simple. The most important catalyst is whether to sell your $1 million HDB flat, depending on your next housing needs. If you are exploring options and need a second opinion, you can always contact me. Anyway, this is a Teochew porridge store that I always patronize when I'm in Bukit Merah View Hawker Centre at Block 115. They serve very authentic local food. Please come and support them. What can we conclude here? Well, the line between HDB flats and private condominiums are getting blurrier and blurrier. HDB has done an incredible job in building beautiful and functional flats for the masses. My only complaint is please fix the laundry area. I think it can be better designed. Otherwise, HDB flats can compete head to head with any private condos. Will HDB flats suck away the demand and affect private property prices? Or will BTO flats owner that will receive a windfall pushes up the price of nearby private condos? I think it works both ways. Is it time to buy or sell? Here, it depends on your housing options. If you have limited funds and have plans to stay in Bukit Merah, then please consider the HDB options. If you don't like the restriction imposed by HDB, then please buy private. Likewise, it's the same for selling. It boils down to what is your next housing options are. When I was above the Sky Bridge in City Vue, I see many older flats around the vicinity that is ripe for redevelopment. Our government always say there is not enough land and they need to clear forests to build more homes. HDB can build flats in 3 years. But do you know it takes 30 years to build a forest? We have already lost over Tengah and Lentor. What's next? Here, I urge HDB to commence more sales in older estates. This is a win-win situation. Firstly, it helps to solve the aging flat issues. Secondly, our senior can make money from these new flats for retirement. And most importantly, we can save our last remaining forest. That's all. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Appreciate if you can like and share this video around. It will help this channel very much before I hit my 10,000 subscribers. Thank you and see you soon.